Is this a narcissist? Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I educate you about narcissism, and it's often useful for you to apply the lessons that I have taught you with regard to your own circumstances, your relationships with other people, romantic, social, familial, etc. And also, I know many of you often hear my voice and the various facets of narcissism and the narcissistic dynamic when you're watching television programs, when you're reading articles about people. You hear my stentorian tones explaining lack of boundary recognition, triangulation, word salad, threat to control, etc., which I'm very pleased to read and hear about. Here is another opportunity for you to flex your learning. I'm going to read to you an article from the Independent newspaper from the United Kingdom. And I want you to listen carefully as you go through to determine whether you believe that the person that's the subject of the article is a narcissist. Then, once I've just done a straight reading of it so that you can check off the various aspects that you see that may or may not lead to this person being determined a narcissist, I will go back through it, providing you with my observations so you can test yourself and see whether you were right or not. The article by Laura Hampson commences, "Read the Room. Influencer criticised for checking into the Savoy because her heating is broken." Now, as you know from my work, the awful word influencer is an environment that's festooned with narcissists because of that underlying need to tell the world everything that they do, which may be driven by narcissism. Let's go through the article. An influencer has sparked backlash after revealing she was going to go and stay at the Savoy Hotel in London because her heating was broken. Lydia Millen, 34, a British influencer who posts aspirational content to TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, posted a video to TikTok on Tuesday, 22nd of November, stating her predicament. "The heating is currently broken in my house, so I'm heading down to London, and I'm going to check into the Savoy and make full use of their wonderful hot water," she said in the video, which has been viewed over 980,000 times. Millen then outlined what she was wearing for her trip to London, starting with an intimacy base layer, £39, and a Serafina London dress, £365. She paired this with a pair of Calcedonia tights, $15.99, a velvet headband from Clementine and Mint, £40, and Christian Louboutin Kate boots, £1,295. To top off her lug, Millen spritzed herself with Highgrove Bouquet perfume from Penhaligon, £155, wore a coat from her own collaboration with Karen Millen, no relation, £389, and carried a Hermes Madame Celia Birkin bag with gold accents, approximately £25,000 in value. "And that is my outfit for the day. I'm off to warm up," Millen concluded. "Let me know what you think in the comments." TikTok users were quick to comment on the Savoy remark, as basic rooms as the luxurious hotel can go for around £700 per night. One person commented, "And here's me, the heating's off because I can't afford to put it on." Millen replied saying, "My heart breaks too. It's honestly heartbreaking. I just hope you know other people's realities can be different, and that's not wrong." Someone replied to Millen's comment saying, "It's not wrong, but it is tone deaf. Heating is a very touchy subject at the minute." Another added, "I'm going to go to someone's parents' funeral shout about how cool my alive parent is, but it's okay cause different realities." Another person said, "Laugh my ass off. Sis said you're not in my tax bracket. Let me get warm at the Savoy. You'll all be safe this winter though." Another said, "I think the local travel lodge will have hot water, surely," to which Millen replied, "We're here for work. It's just a happy coincidence." Others asked whether the video was a joke or satire, while another person said, "It's giving let them eat cake." The Independent has contacted Millen's representatives for comment. There's the article. Have you made notes as to what you identified utilising my work with regard to this individual? Good. Now, let's go back through it and see whether you're right or not. An influencer has sparked backlash after revealing she was going to go and stay at the Savoy Hotel in London because her heating was broken. Grandiosity showcasing. Lydia Millen, 34, a British influencer who posts aspirational content to TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, Grandiosity, posted a video to TikTok on Tuesday, 22nd of November, stating her predicament. The heating is currently broken in my house, so I'm heading down to London and I'm going to check into the Savoy and make full use of their wonderful hot water, she said in the video, which has been viewed over 980,000 times. Poor boundary recognition. She feels the need to share this information about where she's going to go and stay, purely because her heating is broken. She's simply an influencer. I've never heard of her. I suspect you haven't heard of her either. It's not like this is news that the world needs to know about, but of course she seems to think that everybody needs to know that she's going to the Savoy. And this demonstrates that she's showing off the fact that she's going to go and stay there. It demonstrates poor boundary recognition because she feels the need to overshare this information with us. It shows self-absorption and a sense of entitlement because, again, she thinks that we all need to know about her every move. It also shows diminished emotional empathy because she's showing off about checking into the Savoy and talking about using their hot water when, of course, many people are struggling to pay their heating bills. Millen then outlined what she was wearing for her trip to London, and I don't need to go through that bit again, but the fact that she has to tell you precisely what she's wearing and the value of all of those items associated with it is demonstrative of self-absorption, a sense of entitlement, a lack of emotional empathy, again for people who may not be able to afford these things, and is showcasing. And that is my outfit for the day. I'm off to warm up, Millen concluded. Let me know what you think in the comments. This might show a need for fuel, because she's having to create these videos and she wants to prompt a response from people and invites them to provide observations in the comments. There are various comments which were provided, which I don't need to go through. However, her reply was, "My heart breaks too. It's honestly heartbreaking. I just hope you know other people's realities can be different, and that's not wrong." This exhibits fake empathy to my mind. Her heart breaks too. Well, if it truly did, why would you be boasting about what you're wearing, and why would you be boasting about the fact that you're going to go and stay in the Savoy? If you had emotional empathy, you wouldn't be writing in such terms. Furthermore, it adds insult to injury where she talks about my heart breaks too. What, your heart breaks whilst you're swanning around with a £25,000 handbag and staying in the Savoy? The point that she makes about other people's realities can be different, and that's not wrong. She's entirely correct in stating that and saying, I have a different perspective than you, and that's accurate. But it does show a degree of haughtiness to respond in that way. Rather than thinking about how might this look in the first place, she ploughs ahead and then, in effect, takes no accountability for her behaviour by pointing out, well, there are other realities. In effect, this is akin to the my truth argument that a certain somebody doles out on a repeated basis. Then, when somebody pointed out, I think the local travel lodge will have hot water surely, demonstrating the fact that you don't need to go and stay in a swanky hotel just to get hot water, she then responds by explaining, we're here for work, it's just a happy coincidence. Now, that might be accurate, but why didn't she mention that in the first place? Why didn't she say, oh, I'm working at the Savoy, so I'll be able to use their hot water, which is a blessing because my heating at home is broken? If that was the truth, then state as such. Accordingly, 2 points arise from this. Either that was true, but she decided to omit it because she wanted people to think that she was so decadent that because her heating was broken, her immediate response was going to stay in the Savoy, which shows self-absorption, a lack of emotional empathy, and is a massaging of the truth also. Or it wasn't true at all, and she was going to simply stay there because her heating was broken, and therefore she invents a reason, recognising that there's a threat to her control, although she might not know it as such, but realises that people are unimpressed by what she said. She seeks to downplay it by going, oh, actually, well, I was going to be there anyway because I'm working, and it's a happy coincidence, and therefore there's a revision of history in that regard. Numerous narcissistic indicators. Did you get them? Is she a narcissist? Well, as you know, we can't tell from just one instance alone. We would have to look at her behaviour over a period of time, and if one really wanted to sit through it, because I imagine it's fairly tedious viewing, perhaps if we looked at a lot of her work over a period of time on TikTok, we would be able to form a more detailed impression of this individual's behaviour to make a determination. It might be that she's a thoroughly decent person, and on this occasion has quite simply failed to read the room, and for whatever reason, perhaps because she's freezing her nipples off, she has come out with some rather silly observations which have arisen as a consequence of a demonstration of a sense of entitlement and reduced emotional empathy, but it's only a one-off. I suspect, however, that's unlikely to be the case, given the fact that I should imagine that for somebody to behave this way shows repeat behaviours, and if we were to look further, we would probably find evidence supporting that. Somebody that needs to boast about going to the Savoy, somebody that needs to boast about what they're wearing, certainly shows particular narcissistic traits. Accordingly, off this one instance, we can't say for certain that this individual is a narcissist. What we can say is that there are numerous narcissistic indicators which would merit further investigation to make a determination in that regard. Did you reach the same conclusion? If so, bravo, round of applause for you. If not, listen to more of my work and keep going at it. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.